Hey, here we are. We're back again. Another Tuesday.
Made it for another one.
All right.
Glad to see y'all.
Yep. See you next week.
Quite
Not yet.
Quite a few viewers. Yeah. All right, it's been fun.
Yeah. Good time.
Catch you later.
We got Johnny Cash and Earnhardt with us. And wait, what's the other one here? Oh, that's Earnhardt and Jr. That's right.
Yeah. Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
And we couldn't figure out whether the other one was Buddy Holly or, but he's hidden back there behind.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well.
I don't know, pencil drawings that people photocopied and whatever. Whatever. Anyway.
Probably from prison. I feel like those were prison drawings.
Prison drawings.
Whatever. They did a good job.
Right. I mean, that's as good as any.
I mean, you've got a lot of time on your hands to learn how to draw good.
Yeah. I wasn't in prison, but I have done some jail time.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that I almost happened was this guy had like a tumbler cup, like just a plastic, but another friend of his had put all this art on it.
Yeah.
And that come up missing. And so there was almost a riot because they were like, who the hell? Like they had everybody. We were more like in dorms kind of deals. There was a bunch of us in there. So everybody had to open their lockers and everything. And finally one guy goes, hey, what's that guard have in his hand out there? Sure enough, it was that cup.
Oh, shit.
And it damn near caused a major deal and went out, and the guard was like, well, I feel like it's got gang stuff on it. And he's like, there's no gang related. That's just a buddy of mine made that one.
Yeah.
So he give it back. But it was gang, like, I was only in there for like 9 days. I had a short-term deal, and I'm like, I'm going to get my ass whipped in a gang-related deal or something, you know? But anyway.
If I go to prison, I just really hope that I learn how to shuffle cards coming out of there. That's the thing I want to learn the most. So I feel like that's a good place.
We played a lot of Rummy.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't shuffle. I'm not good at it.
Dominoes and Rummy, and watched movies on TV. That was an amazing thing. I didn't realize they had like paid movies on TV all the time.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird. I don't even watch movies. I'm not even in prison.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what did we do this weekend? We went racing, right?
We went racing.
Yeah.
And
me and you both got third
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got to race against my dad and my brother.
Yep.
Which is the first time that's happened since 2016. So we used to race against each other pretty often. I was more at the back, and Dad was more at the front, and Jesse was mid-pack. But we was all there, you know.
Yeah. You got your dad was just awesome, man. He drove an awesome race.
Dude.
And
you know, we've had a lot of hell out of that car, and I was telling him, I was like, man, we need to run it, you know, let's just take it.
Yeah.
And before we go to this 30,000 to win one, you know, I said, just take it and get some seat time in it. You hadn't raced in a year. He
only raced one time last year.
Yeah,
right?
he ran the limited.
I've known you guys,
and he was in like second in a I think a trailer on bolt.
Yeah, I've known you guys only 2 or 3 years now, and I'd only seen him race one time before.
Yeah,
and so it's not like you raced a whole lot. Showed up, didn't hot lap.
No, I told you. What did I tell you before we left? I said, I bet you $100 you don't hot lap.
Yeah, he didn't hot lap it. Just got in it, won his heat race. And headed out.
Jesse, I didn't get to watch it because I was in the middle of fixing a broke axle because I was in the heat before him. But Jesse said, yeah, Dad was in the lead on the first lap.
Yeah,
and he didn't even start. I think he started like third row or something.
Yeah,
he just that's a typical Dad thing, man. That's what he would do.
And drove just awesome main event. And in the very last turn, like, in 3 and 4, the second place guy started catching him, and I was like, in your mind, I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then he went into 3 and 4, and he kind of set the car, and it just washed up. And the guy got by him when he come around. He had a right rear flat.
Yeah. And, so that tire, you see in the videos, it started smoking a little bit after that lap car. Just an idiot. I don't know the guy, but he's got to get that thing under control because he cost me an axle in the heat race, and then he squeezes Dad into the wall in the in the feature. I'm talking. I was behind him. And I was like, "What in the hell?" I'm talking just all up into him. Like, turn left, dude. Turn left.
If I had any advice to people getting into it, it would be just drive your car as fast as you can with it under control. Like you're not going to win any races by driving over your head.
If you're looping it in the straightaway, park it and fix it. Start asking some questions because that was crazy.
If you're looping it in turn 2 and driving it into my passenger door.
Not again.
That's what went through my head. Different car, same place, same just.
Well, that's happened 3 times with 3 different cars. Same turn.
Yeah.
I remember the first time was when I had my 360 on the roof of your car.
Yeah.
Golly, man, that poor side over there.
Same spot.
You need to do like I did the wagon and just beef it up over there.
Good. I need to do a video montage of just
of you just working on it.
Right.
Just
working on it, get crashed. Work on it, get crashed. Work on it, get crashed.
Just leave it crash, dude. Maybe nobody will hit it.
Yeah.
Well,
we got sponsors.
Yeah, well.
They deserve to look a little better.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we were racing. Where did Jesse end up? Did he end up sixth? I thought maybe
6th. He didn't really have the right gear. It was kind of a last minute decision. He was in Arkansas Saturday morning, and from work, and came down, and I'd ran his car up the driveway. We had a long driveway, you know this that they might, but we had a long driveway, and he'd been cutting out, so he had put new plug wires on it. Didn't have time to shake it down, and so I took it up the driveway. I said, I think it's running pretty good. I said, I don't want you to race now, dude. This thing's got a bunch of power. He's in Chris White's car, you know. Dad drove Jesse's car. So I was just like, oh my God. But it ended up working out.
Oh, so, yeah. We got comments. I forgot to flip it over.
We got somebody from Indiana. We got Zach there. It's Spades. He was racing with us. Jesse got to drive his car in the Texas stock again. Appreciate that.
Here we got Skinny. He's ready.
Yeah.
Got his rental car for the 600. I know he had his plane tickets last time. Last week he had his plane tickets. He got his rental car.
Hell yeah.
We have him RV, but the problem is it doesn't have a recliner in it. We got to figure out what to do about that.
We need to check out those ones in Dad's. Because Dad was wanting to put a futon in his.
Yeah.
So if one of those would work, I got 2 recliners in the shop. We'll fit him a recliner somewhere.
Yeah.
If I know it's probably a rental RV, but we'll figure something out. We ain't gonna leave you hanging there, Skinny.
And Finley's just the squirrels are out there all over. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some, and you know what? I don't like.
They might be new to racing, and I don't want to talk bad about them, but it was a very big headache for us. It hurt both the 2 cars that I own there that night were both got messed up from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we got holler at me if that's you driving it and you're watching this by chance. Holler at me and I'll come help you work on it and we'll get this thing lined out because we want to race against you. We want you to have a good time too. And if people are getting mad at you, that's not a good thing, you know.
I strongly oppose. So many times you hear people say that guy shouldn't even be racing, you know. And when you're upset, you want to say that sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's not the way to go about it because
I'd much rather help somebody.
Yeah.
And the way that car looked, it looked like it was towed in a bunch or something because he was real darty, and so I'd love to reach out to the guy and help them if they need the help. I don't mind. I've been doing this since 2003.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, Dad's been doing what we were just talking about, almost like 45 years.
Yeah, 47 years, I think.
Yeah,
is what it comes out to.
So we're. I'd love to help him get the car faster because it wasn't that slow if he could get it going in the right direction, but. Yeah, it cost me an axle in the heat race. Luckily, they still awarded me the race because he's not supposed to be out there.
Right.
Because he had already caused the 1 caution, 1 spin rule deal. But anyways, barely made it to the feature.
And your dad, he's got a good sense of humor, but like when he gets there, he's got his game face on because I can't remember. They were backing the car off the trailer or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know. He might have hit a fence. I don't know what he did. That was kind of funny to me, you know. And I'm like, is this your first time?
Yeah.
And he was just like, no. just like he's got his game
focused.
Yeah, he gets focused when he's there. Like he doesn't joke around as much as, but he'll joke with me when he's not racing. Like the first time we went to the drivers meeting and he was there and at Highway 19, he kept, raise your hand, ask where the winner's circle's at. Ask where the winner's circle's at. He kept doing that, you know.
Oh yeah. When he's there, dude, he's on business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Flag the flag media in the house. Your mom's here.
Yeah, she said Skinny can stay at her place, but the problem is your place is not at the racetrack. But we appreciate the offer.
Oh yeah. Well, your house might be sold by then.
Yeah, she might be moved out of there. Flag to flag media in the house, checking us all out. Man, there's not a whole lot to check out here.
Yeah.
If everything works right, we got a good friend of mine, Ryan Smith, will be with us just a little later, and he's a friend of mine. But you know, I met him through his dad. When I first met him, I'm thinking he was about 10 years old, maybe 12. I don't know. I'll have to ask him how old he was. I met his dad in 1995. 2005. I'm sorry. It was when I won my first Bud Nationals, and I had to go through the B main. I've told that story before because I went to the scales, but the official didn't come to the scale, and then I drove off. Whatever. We're in the B main and coming. I wasn't leading yet, and coming for the green, somebody just blasts me from behind, so I flip them off, and it ain't no big deal. But I'm just like, what, you know. And Chris come over and he's like, "Hey man, I'm the one that you flipped off. I'm sorry. That was somebody hit me. I hit you." And I'm like, "Right on, you know."
Yeah.
And then later him and I just become excellent friends, and the kind of friends that you know, like you just come into my house and get my refrigerator, and he don't have to ask.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
You get mad if you ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's, but yeah, we have his son on there.
Jack, I think that's in regards to the fellow we was talking about earlier, loaning him some grooves. You know, the Trackside would have been all right on slicks though. I seriously think he has a toe in problem because the way the car was snapping around on him, he would take a hard right and then it was just a hard left after that. Somebody said hi.
Yeah, it's Jolene. So we're going to talk about Ryan winning in the 3D car, and her and David own it.
Oh, okay.
So that it's their car. They're actually Dave and Jolene. You just talk to them. They're just together. They're a pair, right?
Yeah,
they're one another. And Dave was the one that actually talked to Larry and got me the ride in that 72 car that I had a 57 Chevy body on.
Oh, hell yeah.
And but yeah, Dave and Jolene got me the ride because it's just Dave and Jolene always. So
right.
Dave and JoJo.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
And but they have fast cars. So
yeah. Oh, the other flag to flag media fella here.
Hell yeah.
That's all we do. We just talk racing. If we're not talking about racing, then we're probably just talking about racing.
Yeah. Or how we're going to get to our next race.
Yeah.
Or we need help with the next race.
Yeah.
Race gumbo, race stew.
Yeah.
Fried race.
Yeah. It's kind of a problem, really.
And I knew it would be. I knew if I got started again, it would be. I got,
So I'm sorry, dude. You didn't seem that interested in it until we started hanging out. I apologize.
Yeah. I had just one old beat up car in the backyard, and then we fixed it up. Now it's beat up. I got two other beat up cars, and the 199 will be here later this week.
Yeah, and it's a beat up car
to be here.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're getting close. You're not. I wouldn't say you're getting close to catch me, but you've went from 1 to 3, and I don't know. I've probably got like 15. So
and
all beat up.
Stacy hates it because I put most of them in the front yard. They're out for display. Everybody. Yeah.
Well, one thing I neighbors of junk in your yard.
Yeah.
I live in the woods, so it doesn't really matter. And my grandma's next door, and I have our buddy John Osborne. It's his first race car. He's got to race with us a few times this year. And I think he's only got about 4 races in. He got a third place one night and stuff. He's got all top tens, I believe, other than his first night, which he had with a right rear flat. But anyways, his car had to park his car kind of by my house, which is kind of in front of Nana's house. And I talked to her today. I said, "Hey, young boy's car is out there." I said, "But I want to move it. We got to move Dad's motor home. We're kind of running out of place. We need to clear some trees." You know what I mean?
So it's Skitty Shop. It's like, remember those little puzzles that had a picture on it? You had to move one at a time.
Yeah.
Other end of that slot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, that's kind of how my place is right now down the driveways. And I told her, I said, "Hey, I'm sorry." She goes, and it's a big yellow car. You know what I mean? It's bright yellow, solid yellow. And she was like, "It's all right." Every time I look outside, I just say, "Oh yeah, the sun's out."
All right, so we got Ryan here waiting in the wings, and let's get him on. What's up? We can see you.
How's it going?
Going good, man. We can hear you. We can see you. It's all good. Let me shut that off because that is on his head, kind of. And so, yeah, we were going to talk to you probably a month ago. We were just talking to Joe Lynn, stopped in and said hello. And so you won in the 3D car. Let's hang on. I was just talking in 1995. How old were you?
Or 2005.
In 95?
2005.
10. I was
10. Yeah. So that's why I said you were probably about 10 when I first met you. And so that, yeah, I met your dad in 2005, and then we become a lot better friends in 2006. But so I've known you since then. You've been around racing since before then. And about a month or so ago, you got driving for the same people that your dad drove for, carrying the same number, probably not the same car though, but the same number, same people. And you won in that car. And that was kind of a cool thing for you, huh?
Yeah, it was cool. I've driven it like 4 times, I think, before that. And I've blown up leading. I've had fuel pickup problems leading. I've spun out leading. I've done everything you can do and not win. So it was nice to finally just kind of cross it off. I'm supposed to race it like 9 times or something this year, and then he'll kind of fill in. But he's going to run the old one, and when I am running the new one. So it was nice. I've been wanting to do it forever. I watched him my whole life run that thing. So
yeah, that's
I add my name to the list.
I think your mom put when she posted about it or something, that she said that's something that you had talked about like since you were very young, is winning in the 3D car. So that's very cool.
We tried to do it in the hobby stock when I was like 18, but same thing. I caught on fire or wrecked or whatever. So
yeah, I've had those years. Not races, years.
Yeah. So, and then since 2005, here it is. It's 20 years later now. And one of the things you got, before it was your dad, and you were young, and like I think I've seen you drive American stock and a hobby stock. Now you got your own son, and he's racing the outlaw carts because I see him running wing stuff.
Yeah, they're called beginner box socks, but they're like the outlaw cart family. They're little Briggs motor deals with cage carts with a wing on them and shit. But he started when he was 5, and then he kind of wasn't ready, so we parked him for a minute, and then this is his second full year, and he's won 5 of his last 7, I think.
Wow.
So it's kind of.
So how old is he now?
He'll be 8 tomorrow.
Right on.
Oh hell yeah!
Well, happy birthday to him. Early.
Yeah,
happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday. Yeah,
Well,
that's cool. It sounds like he's got a pretty good run going there.
Yeah.
That's quite a few wins.
Yeah, we went to Cycle Land this weekend. We usually run Lemoore or Chowchilla, but Cycle Land is supposed to be like the cream of the crop, you know. So I wanted him to either go get humbled up there or show us what he can do. And he like qualified third. He won his heat race, and he just doesn't know when to settle down yet. So he flipped on lap one, trying to go for it already. But he's competitive. He's good. I just I I want him to be aggressive, but I also it's kind of hard to settle him down. But it's kind of to the point now. It's like, okay, dude, you're fast enough. Like, just chill for a minute.
Well,
my dad says that shit to me too, and I'm like 37, so
yeah, my dad told me it 3 weeks ago. So like, I get it, but
yeah.
it's
one
fun.
thing, like I talked to Chris Seveson one time, you know, and he's helped a lot of people out and everything. And we were talking about different drivers, and he said, you know, he said I would actually rather have to try and settle a driver down. He said most of the time you can get one to eventually settle down. He's like if they don't have the drive to get in there and do it, he's like you just can't get them to do it. It's just not it's not there, you know. And he's like he says that you can usually get a guy to calm down eventually, and getting them to pick up just doesn't happen.
Give him my number.
Yeah. Prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we have it like on both ends because my nephew's 5, and he started, and he flipped like his third lap ever, and then from that moment on, we can't get him to like go crazy. He'll get as soon as he gets out of shape, he's done. He's lifting,
Yeah.
and Austin has just been wide open the whole time. So they're total different spectrums, but I think on Austin's side it's a little bit easier to do it.
Like my daughter Taylor, we would go test. Actually, Logan too. They were both the same. We'd go test with nobody out there in the mini dwarfs, and they were fast. Get them in a crowd, they just let off the gas and let everybody go. Just like I don't want any part of this, and that was it. You know.
Yeah.
Skinny wants you to show us a video of the heat race Austin won, but I don't think we could see it. Had I been thinking, if you'd have sent it to me, I could have put it up on the screen probably. But anyway, yeah. Well,
yeah. Well, he wrecked leading, or he got in a wreck leading, and then he drove back through. He's like his racecraft at 7's pretty crazy. So he used the lapper as a pick and all kinds of shit. So it was kind of neat.
That's pretty cool. So what is like? Do you have more sympathy for your dad now that you're watching your son race? Like, because that has to be a whole emotionally different thing. Like watching, and do you look back and go, shit, my dad went through this, you know, with me, and
a little bit. I think I have more sympathy for my mom because I don't get nervous like when I'm racing, but I know she's always a wreck, you know, and
yeah.
I'm a nightmare watching him. Like, one, I'm waiting like, what's he gonna do? He's gonna do something crazy or not, or if he does, I gotta fix it. So I'm like nervous the whole time, and I look like a tweaker walking around the fence. But I don't. I think I have more sympathy for my mom because my dad's kind of always mellow, and he's just like whatever. He wants
Yeah.
you to put your nose in there, and I want him to do it too. But I feel like I have a little bit of both worlds going on.
And your mom has always had like an active role at the racetrack. Like she's a part of it. The same with Dave and Jolene. You don't really think of your dad without your mom either, you know, because she's just always there and helping in one way or another. And so yeah, and she's very emotional about it all too. Like it, everybody gets wrapped up in it, you know. And so now she's got everybody. She's got your dad. She's got you. She's got the grandkids, and your brother's race sometimes. So it can be a wild night at the racetrack for her.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got the old 57.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're doing, and you have next level fabrication now. You like I see you posting pictures all the time of race cars and stuff that you're fixing and all that stuff. So what do you got going on there?
Yeah, like I build all our bodies, so then I started kind of building some for friends, and then I I don't like advertising a crazy amount yet because like I don't want to overwhelm myself. But between the bodies, I built one car, complete car. I shipped it to Ohio. It just debuted on Saturday, and then I do like simple scale jobs or a little bit of like at the track consulting. I take care of like Tate Loftus's stuff, and I'm talking to like I answer questions for whoever, but mainly right now I do all of our pro stocks. I do Tate's Sport Mod, and then like I'm kind of like halfway invested in Landon Keith stuff right now, and then the pro stock in Ohio. I have a stock car in the shop right now that's getting cut up and editing a bunch of shit on it, and I'll scale it, and then I'll go to the races with them, and then I think whenever that one's done, I'll do the body. But I'm just starting out small, and I just signed a dealer deal with Amsoil. I'm finalizing mine with AFCO. We just got one with Rugged Radios. So trying to just have some parts here. We can drop ship whatever anyone needs, but trying to start building inventory and then make it more of a real deal. Like it is a legit business. I do have a seller's permit. I do have dealer deals now, but I still have my normal job. So I'm trying to do both. And then my mom will do most of the computer shit and try to get that to where she can take care of the part selling thing, and then I'll do the work in the shop. But at some point I want to make it to where it's the only thing I do, but I'm realistic, so I know that it's gonna take a minute. But right now it just kind of funds our stuff, like Austin's expensive, I'm expensive, so
See, Billy here is glad he doesn't have any kids because he just jump ship and does social media. That's all he does for a living. Well, he builds a few bodies and stuff like that too.
I do, yeah. Whatever comes up that can make some quick money, but but
it's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. I'm either broke or not broke, but still not real close to it.
Yeah.
How many cars do you guys have in your camp? Like between the pro stocks, do you have hobby stocks that your brothers are running still, and the little cars and all that? Like how many cars do you guys have that you consider yours?
5.
That's not bad. That's not as many as I figured.
Yeah, the American stock I drove a little bit is gone, so it's just both 3D Pro stocks, the light teal, and then the 2 Outlaw carts. I was driving a sport mod, but that's gone now too. So yeah, we're just 5, nothing too wild, but that's gonna change. So I'm gonna start jigging up a sport mod. So then I don't plan on driving it because I don't really like them. Like they're not my style. I suck in those things, but my dad and Tate will do most of the development.
So are the sport mods out there like our sport mods, or are they like B mods? Is that the B mods?
They're IMCA sport mods, so they're on the 602 crate, or you can have a built motor. But they're and I don't know.
Are they full frame?
Okay. The problem here, no, they're not full frame.
No. Okay. Yeah. So like our sport mods are like we call them limiteds too, but it's the full frame metric cars.
That's part of the problem is that I've been here almost 8 years now, and I have no clue what you guys' modifieds are because they have.
That's the sport mod. They call them Southern sport mods. Like they don't even. They have their own. Like when Boone's going on, they have their own Super Nationals here just for them because no, it's like why the hell would everybody from Texas and Louisiana and Oklahoma go up there?
Yeah, there's like 9 divisions of mods when you show up to a racetrack.
Way too many. We have way too many.
And they'll run 3 of them intermingled with each other and give the winner gets to pull up to the winner's circle and get a trophy. And
we have eco mods, but that's a limited. It don't make no sense. But yeah, we got too many. They needed to combine a couple, and then they did. They combined the B mods. We got B mods finally, and then they combined those with the limiteds, and then everybody bitched. So now it's 2 separate classes again.
Well, and then they had at Highway 19, like I was stoked. They started the LS division to have the LS, and I'm like, I'll put this something together. And then it was a mod class too, and I'm just like, I'm not a mod guy really. It's not my deal. So
I want fenders.
Yeah. So what else? We'll let you. You got anything else you want to talk about, and then we'll probably move on here.
No, I think I'm good.
You good? No advertisements, no sponsors, or anything that you want to throw out there?
Oh yeah, I mean, Dave and Jolene, my parents, are partnered up on that thing, letting me drive it, and then of course Skinny takes care of us here, so he's got takes care of me and Austin, so big time. Obviously, my brother, and my dad too, but. And then West Side Supply here, Superior Trailer Parts and Service. Ron DeArtney takes care of us. Amsoil is hooking us up now. So, I think
I've read a bunch of Amsoil
that's
stuff.
it.
Hey, the best thing you can get from Amsoil is those 90 weight bags. Use those things yet?
No.
It's the
squeeze ones?
Bags. It comes in like a bag.
Oh yeah.
That's the best thing ever invented.
I haven't used them, but I have them, but I haven't used them yet. They make sense though, because I don't want to pop a hole in the stupid plastic bottle.
You get it to go somewhere. I needed those the other night. I don't even know how much oil's in my rear end right now on my factory stock. Not enough because I picked up the quarts and there's about half full. But yeah, those things right there. That's the best thing that's ever been invented for racing stuff. I think, other than a quick change.
Right.
But
oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you joining us, and we're gonna do some sponsor stuff and all that for our own selves. And thanks for coming on here. Good to see you again.
Appreciate it, man.
You guys got to get out. Yeah. I think I'm gonna let try and get Billy and Sonny to drive at the 600. But if we have a car left, we'll see if we can get you or your dad out here to drive at the Solo 275. We'll come out with one of those enduros.
Yeah, and definitely.
So, and if you guys both show up, he might have something.
Maybe yeah. I'd love to have a bunch of shit for everybody.
275. Yeah, my dad will be good for 20 of them. So.
Yeah. Somebody sent me I think Chris Harrington sent me a video today, a short of a guy and he's a pretty heavy guy, and he's in a Tesla truck, and he's like, take me somewhere I've never been before. And so it's like kind of a long video, and the guy's like, oh, I wonder where, and he takes him to Planet Fitness. And
oh shit.
Well, one thing though, you can't bet that your dad will like lay down, because if it's a do or die situation, he's going to make it happen one way or another. Though that's all you got to know about him. That he might die afterwards, but he's going to get through that.
Well, yeah, 100%. We've actually tested that theory.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Proven and tested.
Yeah, I was at Santa Maria one night. He pulled off. He had a heart issue, and but that was really tough for him to pull off. Like that was
my dad had his heart problems and stuff, and caused him where he can't breathe as well. And when he was running that crate late model, a couple of times I'd have to run the feature for him if the track was real rough. And boy, I know it was killing him. It killed me to have to do it. I'm like, you sure?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure?
All right, buddy. Well,
All right. Thank
good
you.
to see you.
We appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks a bunch.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, he seemed like a nice fella.
He is.
Yeah.
Super nice family.
Yeah.
Like just all of them are, like I said, we've been friends through racing with Dave and Jolien and
Yeah.
their family, and Larry Blake that's passed away now on that 72 car.
Like I've grown up around racing, and he has too. Obviously, he's same age as Jesse, my brother. Jesse was also 10 years old in 2005 on the math there.
Yeah.
So, that I think it's a lot different for some people when you grow up in racing versus you get into it on your own. You know what I mean? If you're the first one,
Yeah.
like I know you was the first one to drive a race car, right? But you also kind of grew up in racing with your dad having you in the 3-wheeler stuff and things like that. So it's you kind of was grown up into it, but it's a lot different when you grew up into it,
Yeah, I had there's an older guy named Ralph Cook was always kind of a hero of mine. He was driving in his 70s and competitive.
Yeah.
In his 70s. And like when I first started racing, he wasn't in his 70s yet, but at that point, and he asked me, he's like, where'd you drive before you come here? And I'm like, I didn't. This is my,
Yeah.
And he's like, well, obviously you know something. And because, he's like, you hold your car pretty steady and this and that, and like I was running decent it took me 10 years to win a race, but I was running decent right off the bat. I just didn't ever get there for
consistent top 3 guy.
Yeah, top 5 guy.
Yeah, I've got way too many top 5s in factory stocks. As many races I've ran in factory stocks, I have no wins, and I've won in damn near everything else. I didn't win in late model. I made it to tech. I won heat races, but I was cool with that. I was cool with that. They get rid of it, but but it's like the factory stocks around here. I just can't. I've been so close a bunch of times. Well, I've won every heat race I've ran this year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just can't put it all together.
You got to get that monkey off your back, and then hopefully a bunch of them will come after that.
I like doing it. I like doing it in the old 199.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the more funner cars right now. And everybody's got their favorite cars they've ever had and stuff. I know you do too.
Yeah.
You're in it.
Right. Yeah.
But I got my wagon, and then it's the 199s right underneath it. That's two of my favorite cars I've drove. There's just something about them that I like. You know what I mean?
And the 199 is such a fun car because it looks rough.
Yeah.
And there's some rough things on it too. But, but it's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
that's it should be faster. Like I said, if I can get a power glide or a 3-speed or something for it, I think it'd be better. I'm running a fucking stock turbo 350 that I think you was there that night. I had to zip tie and silicone that cap on the side of it.
So, would she leave her alarm on?
Yeah. And answer that question.
Yeah. So I tell everybody, I don't have my most memorable. I have top 3. They're all pretty much equal in my mind. And one of them is my first win at the Bud Nationals when I beat Rich. I got by him with just a few laps to go to win the Bud Nationals in the car I drive now. And that's one of them. One of them is at the All-Star race up in Hanford when I started 12th of 12 and we had no cautions, and I passed Ray Mariquin at the line to win that one. And The other one is in Larry Blake's car when I broke the right front spindle in qualifying and just demolished the right front of it. And one of the fun things about that is I've been telling y'all I'm bad with names, but a buddy of mine come by and he was like, "Are you trying to race this or are you just trying to get it in the trailer tonight?" And I told him, I said, "I'm going to win the main event with it tonight." And he stood up. He just kind of hesitated a minute, and then he went over and started helping. He started helping change the A-arms and stuff. And so I went out. I started at the back of my heat race, and I made it into the redraw because they did a redraw thing out there. And I started third in the main event and went on and won it. And it was just so bent up in the front. The lucky thing was it didn't puncture the radiator. We changed both A-arms, and there was nothing to hold the nose up. We just took and sawzalled the nose off level with the ground because it was hanging down, and there wasn't anything up there anymore. But I got the win in it, and a buddy of mine, Mike Johnson, he was coming, but he just didn't. He didn't.
Wasn't enough time.
And he was driving Dave and Joe Lynn's car too. But yeah, so those are my three most memorable ones. I don't really have a favorite.
My most memorable stuff, it doesn't even involve winning, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, you got some nights where it's just everything is just you're happy. No matter if you win or lose, I ain't won as much as you.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
And Dave Tompkins, like I say, Dave and JoJo.
What the hell was that? Somebody just blew up a motorcycle when they drove by. It's all right.
Yeah, so Dave says Ryan's exceeded expectations by far, and not only the racecraft, craftsmanship, pride, and metalcraft setup. Yeah, he's fun to talk to about this stuff, and his dad's really proud of the progress that he's doing and all that stuff. When his dad calls me, he's like, "Ryan's just like, right on." Fun to see the kids doing. He's not a kid anymore. He was a kid last time I saw him.
He's 30 years old, man.
Yeah. Melody, how about the night you filmed race footage at the Speedway? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to bring it up, though. I don't remember it. I'm getting old. Damn it.
Yeah.
And Skinny, he says, "Yep, I remember all of them." Skinny remembers them all.
I don't know. I feel like he doesn't.
Yeah.
For reasons we won't discuss.
So I'm getting older now, and the other day I won a qualifier main or something that come up. So Real Fast TV's been posting a lot of old races.
Yeah. I've been watching them,
and I was like, man, that was cool. I don't remember getting that one, and it wasn't a feature, but I got into it. And I told myself, I'm like, I must not have won that feature. I'd probably remember.
12-lap race.
Yeah,
that one. I think I might have sent you the clip of.
Yeah, it was a 12. I think it was a qualifier main. How we run in that started us in the A main or something. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I don't remember them all anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Should we do some sponsor stuff? I don't know what time it's getting to be. Yeah, it's not bad. Let's do a couple anyway.
We'll throw a couple sponsors in here.
Hey, you got some new guys. Let's
add some new guys
let's
here.
Throw them up first.
All right, so Full Bore Race Gear, they've hooked me up with a race suit, along with Chris White Racing, or Chris White Motorsports, as I should say. Our good buddy Chris, he was a guest on here. He got me in contact with these people. It's Full Bore Race Gear and Devil Race Parts. They're out of Tasmania.
I was just say they're out of Australia, but
if you get with our buddy Comprehensive over here in Louisiana, that's the main dealer for them. But anyways, they've got me hooked up with a custom fire suit and a helmet, and I think some other stuff they was talking about for my Australia trip, because I was like, man, I don't over there they have to have a full one-piece suit, and I hate a one-piece suit. Just because I feel like a kid tying it around, but over there it's not gonna be a problem because it's cold. But so they hooked me up with a suit, and then my helmet wasn't in Dayton. They hooked me up with a damn helmet too. Super nice people, easy to work with. The damn suit's covered in.
Yeah, it's got my business, Dragon Slayer Industries, is bigger on there than it's been on anything.
It's bigger than it is on your car.
I know.
It's bigger than it is on my car. And I every time I ask you, I was like, hey man, make me one of your stickers to put on the car, and you're like, okay, and it's like this big. You're like, come on, man.
Yeah, but we put good cash paying people, make them big.
Yeah,
I try and help out, but it's
but definitely full bore race gear, and Devil race parts. Tasmania Devil. That's why it's named that.
Okay.
So, anyways, super nice people. They've done nothing but been nice and easy to work with. And it's I don't know the prices because they're helping me out so much.
Right.
But other people told me it's super affordable for a custom fire suit, and that's definitely the way to go. Pork Chop here said earlier he said something about had some pictures from Thunder Mountain. I'd like send them to me on Facebook, man, or text them to me. I've got socks gonna be there. I'm probably gonna bring some just in case. I've already told the tech man over there, or is the scrutineering shed fella. I don't know how they. I don't know. Yeah, that's what they call the tech shed over there. Yeah, 115. Go to scrutineering. But yeah, I'm gonna put socks over my shoes. I'm not fucking around this year.
Over and under.
Yeah, but anyways, if you need a custom fire suit, man, I can't say how well they've treated me and how nice those people are, and definitely easy to work with, which is a huge thing for me. I like people that are easy to work with.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely a lot like Skinny's Automotive here.
Yeah, yep. He's he's getting his stuff together. He's like I'm going to send money for the sponsorship and send some money out for you guys to start getting tri-tip when you see them on sale. You can get them out and put them in it because we got a deep freeze.
That's really more important than the sponsorship at this point.
Yeah.
And he also is helping me get to Australia. Huge shout out to Skinny, man. What a help to both of our programs,
And just like Ryan was on there, he helps them immensely. Skinny helps a lot. If you we're going to go out to Bakersfield Speedway one of these days. I'm going to bring you with me, whatever. And the amount of cars that have Skinny's Automotive on it out there will it'll surprise you.
Yeah.
Just everywhere you go, there's and it's generally not the small stickers either.
Yeah.
He's helping.
Yeah. What I definitely want you to do before you run the 199 is I want a Skinny's Automotive sticker on there.
Yeah,
I don't know if it'll stick, but
if it doesn't, we'll put another one on.
Yeah.
If it comes off and peels the paint
if
off,
I just say
we'll
skin,
just put another one back in the same
Skin Auto
spot,
on it or
same
something.
spot.
I definitely want you to put one on the car.
Yeah, we're. So yeah, that's a thing we're gonna do. Is Race On putting on that series?
The factory stock series deal. Yeah, I think that's through Race On.
Yeah,
I think you got to pay like $100 entry for the series.
Yeah,
and then you also have like some mulligans. So if you miss, I think you get like two of those. So if you miss two, then it's it's whatever. Your two worst are thrown out.
But with Billy being gone to Australia and stuff,
I'll miss like 5 of those races.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drive the 199. We're gonna run that series. And I'm going to drive the 199. You're going to do the Hunter Hobson in it.
Yeah.
And that'll obviously
either
be a throwaway for me or maybe I can get in something else.
Well, we'll figure something out there.
But
if nobody's run, if Dad don't run the 55 or Jesse, or we'll figure something out.
We'll get something.
Depending on, we'll make it work. But that's the one race, because Hunter was my friend. I'd love to run that race for him.
Yeah.
In honor of him, and
the 199 car is I think you've mentioned it before, but that's in honor of your other buddy Jared.
Yeah, that was his car, and that's why it looks rough, because that's the way he had it, and he looked. Now I've put a few more dent. It didn't have a dent in it before I got it,
right?
But the paint was peeling off of it and everything. But he loved that car, and I always told him, when first time I went down there and I got to hot lap it at a big race down there in Corpus, and I told him, I I said, "You ever decide to sell this thing? Let me know." Well, when he got cancer, he was like, "I'm gonna have to sell the car," and I sold the Limited that Dad was driving to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm never changing the way it looks. I took the nose off trying to get some more rear percent because it had a 50 pound bumper on the front, but we're getting it faster.
Yeah. It's pretty.
And people really enjoy that car being as fast as it is.
Tate Loftus, which Ryan takes care of his, just to build off what Dave says, I can't agree more. Not wait for the world to see his progression and his first sport mod chassis. So that's cool. And Tate's been doing really well in his own right. So that's that's fun. They're all bakers. So this goes with filming. I thought she was like I was filming.
Yeah.
No, Chris, Ryan's dad, and I got to do a pilot for a series.
I think you mentioned this to me.
They come out to the races, and that is a great memory. They come out to the races. It was a debacle because they said at the drivers' meeting, because I told them, I said, I might win tonight. We might wreck, and you might not get to. They wanted the 72 car with the 57 Chevy body on it at the time. Yeah. They wanted that to win. And so
everybody did.
We were going to, but they wanted to film it. They needed it on film. And so they told everybody at the drivers' meeting that they were going to give a green flag, race 75, 80%. Let me get to the front. They'll throw the checkered, and then we'll line back up and we'll race.
Yeah.
Some people don't hear this, including our good buddy Billy Simpkins that has been on here, right?
Of course, he didn't go to the drivers' meeting.
He is racing me hard for the lead, and I'm like, dude, just shut it down, just like. And he made a whole post about it the next day, and he's like, I didn't understand what was going on, and I just edged him out at the line. We got the shot, and then we all lined back up. He didn't understand what was happening. The real fun was after the races, we got to go out. They're in a Prius, and me and Chris Smith are just dicing it up out there doing like B-roll for them, just shots to have. And so they're cruising around the wall in this Prius, and they got a guy hanging out the back, massive camera. And I set the 72 car in there about like I run up here at Canton, just right on the wall. And I'm like, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
And it's dry and it's slick. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh fuck, I'm coming up on this Prius fast.
Yeah.
And I dump out of the gas, and I'm still skating toward them and I'm like, oh no. And it just hooks right then enough to go down the racetrack and go around them. And I'm like, so we do a few more, whatever. And me and Chris are dicing it up good because we've raced together a lot. We're going around corners with just like he's got me pinned or I got him pinned and just almost touching but not. It was awesome. So we get done. And the cameraman, he comes over and he's just ecstatic. He's like, just on cloud nine, like he's amped, and he's like that was the best shot I've ever filmed. He's like he's showing it to me and stuff. He's like that will need no editing, and like it was just so much fun. And I never did tell him I almost killed him.
But that was definitely on purpose.
He said he goes, I thought I might die. But he goes, I was going to get the best shot ever doing it. Like, he held his camera.
Was ready for it.
Yeah. And so, that was a lot of fun. And I need to, those guys used to contact me for a long time. I need to get some of that footage back because.
Oh, that'd be awesome to see that.
They had the whole trailer and it was dark. They used my helmet. So the guy that was supposed to be driving in the movie, in the series, he wins, obviously, and they're celebrating the win in a motel. And so his crew chief has my helmet on, and there's a midget involved, and you can imagine what's happening. I'm not going to say it out, but just like
I feel like I'd watch this show.
Yeah, and so then there's a knock on the door. Like the guy that won the race, he's drinking Bowen's whiskey, which was one of my sponsors, and it was awesome. They did product placement.
Yeah.
And we didn't know each other was doing this, right?
Yeah.
So I got Bowen's whiskey on the car, and old boy's drinking Bowen's whiskey in the bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a knock on the door, and the door opens and it's a huge Mexican guy, and he says, "It's mi esposa," which I loosely translates to "That's my wife," I think. And there's a gun that goes off, like it kind of just cuts out black, and you hear the gunfire.
Yeah.
And then when it comes back on, it's the guy that was the main character has the gun, and he shot the man before he shot the crew chief. And but they were all apologetic because there was fake blood in the seams of my helmet and everything. From I'm like, no worries, man.
Yeah, don't worry.
It was so cool, and anyway, we're way behind. I'm telling stories. Got socks. We covered it. Chris White. I'm gonna blow it up so we can see it.
Oh yeah, Chris White.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Buy it up, and because he'll cook it, that's for sure.
Chris, you've got to come by the damn pit. Like Chris always will come by the pit, but he don't. I've never even seen Chris drink, so I don't like we're partying and we're doing some party. Right. And I told them one of the last times I was up there at his shop, I was like, y'all need to stay the night at the track because we're gonna have some music out there. The Jackson James band.
Yep.
On Friday night at the 600 and stuff. So I'm like, you need to be there.
Yeah.
And then he's,
I talked to Brad about that, and I'm pretty it's okay. I want to send him the flyer I made and make sure that that's okay, and I just need to do
that. I ate lunch with him the other day, and he said that he was going to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
So so you could get all that figured out.
Right. Yeah. It's formalities. It's going to happen, but it's
yeah. So we're pumped about that.
Yeah, and so Dave Tompkins again.
Chris said you can run his other car.
Sweet. We get to that.
Okay.
And so I
read the short text.
Yeah, Skinny's amazing help to racers and regular customers as well. Yeah, just he's we just can't say enough about
Skinny's
Skinny.
My best friend.
Yeah. There we go. So I have a ride for it. So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Chris says his other car, but he's got like 40.
Well,
it might be a big bike. It might be that gray car.
We're gonna start. Well, we're gonna start keeping track because last week he put Hot Carl in the gray car. Like every episode, maybe he just has a ride for somebody.
Yeah. Right? And you know what's funny is he's got enough cars to do it.
Right.
And
like they seem to be plenty fast too.
Yeah,
that's not a problem.
What's the old 199 beat is the other night?
Yeah. Well, what did you do? What do we think about mod lights? So
my uncle used to have like 5 or 6 of them, and they was all like in numeral. I think it was like 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. He didn't do 13, so that's about right.
And
they all looked alike.
Yeah, and then they all hold on one trailer.
Yeah, well, close. I think you do whatever, but yeah, I'd love to drive one. I've never drove one. I for whatever reason, it seems like 9 times out of 10, or at Highway 19 where we normally race, I'm racing right after them, and I don't know why that is. Because they'll change the running order, but that's usually where I'm at, no matter which class I'm racing. And fuck, they take forever. It seems like, or they're if they can get their shit together, they're rolling.
Yeah.
But if not, it takes forever. But I don't know. They're fast. They seem fun.
They're fast, and
I don't like motorcycle the way they sound.
They're fast, so and they're a race car. Like when you look at them, they're a race car. They're a race car.
It's a race car.
So they're not just like go-karts cobbled up. Or they're a race car. I drove one time. Unfortunately, it had a broken axle. I managed to finish third with it in spite of that. But kind of hopped up on the high side and kept it wound up. If you can imagine that.
Well, not you.
Yeah, and but yeah, that was.
Everybody's got to have like their own class.
Yeah,
and so I might bitch about mod lights and stuff, but I'm not one of those people I'll make fun of them, but I also make fun of my own shit. That's what a lot of people don't understand is half the stuff that I'm making fun of is myself.
Well, yeah, that's the way comedy works.
Yeah.
What do we got, TJ here? Rattle can the black and put duct tape numbers on the day after we got it running. Jared didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
right.
I've got a picture of it from when I hot lapped. I ran across it the other day and I saved it. And poor TJ was having to work. He would show up for like 2 hours and they'd call him back out to work. Oil field business. And poor guy didn't get to party with us. But the car looked pretty good. It's a little faded. It's more pink than red now, I think. And the guy that had got it before Jared had like brush painted it or something. And so you can get that paint and start peeling it off. It's thick, boy. It's thick. But yeah, the old car is ugly, but dude, people love that thing, man. I don't know how many people I've had come up to me Saturday.
Yeah.
I was amazed at the amount of people that come over and was trying to help with the axle. And I give a few of the guys shirts that was helping me and stuff, and man, they were just really appreciative, that the amount of help I had. There's just to make the feature.
Yeah. I show up. Stacy comes with me, and she goes to the stands, and you guys help. But there's just always there was, and I don't know his name, but he was with John Boy and them, and he made sure I backed out.
Landry.
Yeah.
He helped me he helped me change the
axle. Super. And then last 2 weeks ago when I won that race, John Boy was over there helping me in the tire struggle I was having, trying to figure out that rear end was half locked up and everything else. And
those boys are young. I think they're 19, 20 years old, but they're good. John Boy's proven himself to be a pretty good driver in the few races he's been in. He's got a few things to figure out, but he's going to be a good driver, I think.
And very respectful, or yes sir.
Yeah, they yes sir the fuck out of it. It makes me feel old.
Yeah,
but yeah.
She only 4.
Yeah, I said 4D.
Oh,
4D. Yeah, trust me. I put a big number on it, and I feel like that's close. And I don't count Crown Vics. So I know there's a bunch of Crown Vics over there now too.
What's up, Lewis?
How's it going there, Lewis? Kart racer.
Yep. I used to have my name on his cart when we first got moved out here. We did some stuff. I made him a sign.
Around here?
He's up north just a little ways.
Probably race at like Winsboro or wherever.
I don't know.
Or, I think that's the closest track around here. But you have that shitty motorcycle body.
Or another one, dude. Somebody wiped one out last night down there.
Really?
Yeah, it was a tough deal.
Well, the way they drive by here, I can't imagine.
Oh yeah. I might not be able to hang on to the 410. Don't be getting us tech now just because you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Hey, your dad's starting rumors already.
Yeah.
He's trying to get his tore down. Yeah. I see how it is.
Yeah. Chris's cars are good, man. I'm glad he offered that up for you because shit. I mean, that car Jesse's in that he's driving. He's like, oh yeah, I hate that car. It's like 15 years old. I can't get it to handle. Jesse goes out first night and it's cutting out and he still runs fourth against some heavy hitters. Yeah. You know what I mean? The DFW area finest over there. So that said a lot, and then he just didn't have the right gear for Buffalo. That was or Highway 19. That's such a small track. We really should have took the rear end that we have here that we took out of my car and brought it over there and put it in it, but it wasn't enough time.
Well, since your dad's commenting there, we'll run the old All-Tex dirt services.
Yeah, right now I'm part owners in that company because his truck broke down yesterday and he's using my dually to pull the backhoe.
And did he take it to Chris Harrington? Is that
no? It's still at the shop.
Oh.
He's actually working for Brad Dixon right now, getting some dirt work done for him. He did a little dirt work for our buddy Mike with Addicted to Dirt. I thought I had my Addicted to Dirt hat on, but I got my Kenny Montgomery hat on. They're similar, and I grabbed the wrong one on the way out. But,
I had it. I took the car to the frame shop over there by Brad's house.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Anthony's, yeah, and the Boatman. So yeah, Yeah. Oh wait, you're talking about the. Oh yeah, you took the with the 199 over there with the backhoe. Yeah. That was straight over my head.
That's all right.
But yeah. So Dad's doing a little more dirt work over there for him, and we ate with Brad the other day. So
and we got addicted to dirt.
Addicted to dirt.
I actually made that smaller, but I didn't upload it. I didn't follow through very well.
Good job. But yeah, man. And they was just on a guy on that one of those Dale Jr. podcasts, was that Bumper Door Clear or whatever.
Yeah.
Had on one of their new hats, the white and black hat. I thought that was cool as hell that he was wearing it on there. So yeah, definitely get on there and look at Addicted to Dirt, because they got some really cool merch stuff. We get the shirt, you got the hat.
Yep. I try and support.
I don't do enough laundry to keep up, but I do wear my Addicted to Dirt hat a bunch.
I need to get just enough shirts. Like when I go somewhere, I should be wearing one of your shirts or one of Ethan's shirts or one of his. I feel like I should be supporting somebody every time I go somewhere.
Well, you let me know what shirt you want. I'll give you a shirt.
A black one.
Okay. I was going to give you an orange one, but my deal is like I didn't realize I was doing like as much. But I have a handful of shirts that I like wearing to certain things. I have my shirt that says "Everything I love to do is illegal,"
Mm-hmm.
and I had my "Damn I'm Good" shirt, the Dale Earnhardt shirt, and a few other ones. And I had people like, "Yeah, you're always wearing that shirt," and I'm like, "I never wear these shirts, so like I only wear it, but every time I do, I'm on camera." Yeah. So now I'm conscious about that, so I try to wear something different every time.
So he said he'll be down at Highway 19. So that's awesome.
What class you gonna run, man?
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that. Yeah, dude, let us know. If you need a body after June 18th, let me know. I can help you out.
Chris Smith does have a win in a 3-6. I heard that. He come from driving
a sprint car.
Yeah, Dave and Jolene. I think they had sprint cars at one time.
They say non-winger out there. It might be different than over here. Yeah. We got the big block mods with wings and non-wings, and then we got stock cars with a wing. We're out here fucking around,
right? So yeah, and I thought about something and it slipped my mind, but
no way.
You'd be
factory stock.
Factory stock. Hell yeah.
Well, hey, dude. If you need help on setting it up or anything like that, holler at Lee. We'll help you out, man. We don't mind giving you some tips. Kart racing's a little different. That's a pretty big jump, and but you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. So please let us know if you need help. I got a race against you. I want you to be fast.
Right. See, he says Brian, but I think he's doing talk to text. I bet that's Ryan. I know. Yeah, Ryan's. I know he's drove a sprint car, so that's what Skinny's talking about. There.
Ryan or Brian?
Ryan. I bet he's doing talk to.
Yeah.
So, because Skinny, I don't know.
Yeah. He says nope. He said nope. I'm not typing all this.
Right.
Shit. He's on the money.
I know what I was going to talk about was. And we have made no plan on, but you doing more track appearances when you get back from Australia.
Yeah. I got a few big races that I'm trying to hit up to where I can sell merch at. One is Factory Stock Frenzy in Arkansas, Peyton Taylor race. I have plans to make that one. I think that's the first week in Arkansas. And then the week after that is the Street Stock Supernationals at Wynot. And I plan on making both of those. And I'm trying to find a good event in July that I'd like to go to.
So
4th of July weekend, I'm usually kind of like, I don't know, I might find a race to race at on that one.
Yeah.
And instead of going and setting up. But definitely, I'm trying to hit somewhere each month.
Yeah.
Out of town.
Jackson James is going to be at the resort the 4th of July.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I'll be there.
And but anyway, so if you'd like to see him at your racetrack, tag your racetrack in on social media. Like
tell them.
Yeah, maybe you should make a post and be like, tag your racetrack below if you'd like to see
it. I'm not gonna lie. It does cost some money, just because it costs me money,
right
to go. I don't make a bunch of money on online. You know what I mean? My house looks just like this.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's if you guys would tag your speedway you want to see, Matt, and
yeah, I've been everywhere. I've been up to I'm working on too, and I need to get a hold of them. Is for the Little Dream and at Rice Lake in Wisconsin. I'd love to go back to that race and set up some merch, because last time I just went up there and hung out, and then we went from there to Cedar Lake. So I'm working on trying to make that happen too.
And so do that. Tag him in with your however connect. That way, the racetracks you get. When we get the truck running, I'll be running street stocks. You just race street stocks and mods at Thunderbird.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So hell yeah.
Well, let us know if you need anything, man. Since you're local, and we can definitely help you out, point you in the right direction, whatever.
We're about an hour and 10 minutes into this deal.
Okay. Well, we'll wind her on down here. We sure do appreciate everybody following along, watching. Big thanks to all of our sponsors: Full Bore Race Gear, Devil Race Parts, Alltex, Skinny's Automotive, Comprehensive Motorsports, Big O Screens,
Yep.
Addicted to Dirt.
I think they're the only one.
Both of us, Dragon Slayer Industries. Yeah, Big O Screens. It's not a show without Big O, and that's a damn fact. So they will be at. They should be at 30,000 to win. As far as I know, they were supposed to be there when it was going to rain out. So I think he's going to be there. And damn, that thing's badass. That thing is so badass. But
buy merch, share
the merch,
share posts,
buy the merch, share the posts, watch the cartoons.
Yeah, that doesn't cost anything. Sharing the posts.
And if you need something fabbed up, make sure you holler at Lee over here with Dragon Slayer Industries. Man, this guy right here, he can make anything. Anything. He made this. He made that. He made these shelves. Hell, fuck, he'll make anything. Hey, look at that. The Infield tractor tire sign right there. He made that. It's like, oh yeah, I can make something for you.
We'll do it.
No problem. So it's, and I don't know if I wish we had a picture to put up the Wayland hood pin.
Oh yeah,
protectors. But
thank you, David.
They I got so much cool shit on Jared's car now.
Yeah, the Wayland hood. Like I put those on TikTok, and one of the cooler comments was something. Just found something for 1,000 I don't need, Bob, or something. Yeah. Things I didn't know I needed for 1,000, Bob.
Yeah. Dude, those things look so badass on there. So, and then along with the mud rings and stuff. Yeah. Which I don't advertise those as much, just because I feel like everybody bought them.
Right.
but they are still we have custom ones. If you need mud rings, they're on the Shopify, or you can get through them. Get them through Lee here.
Zach got he hit me up about the mud rings.
Oh yeah.
And I said, well, you pay for them through Billy. They go through Billy's website. Yeah. So and then I make them for him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So let us know, and thank y'all for following along, and we sure do appreciate everybody watching and commenting. Always a good time on here.
So the other thing one last thing. Dave says, great. They give me didn't give me, but apparently at this point it's on permanent loan, the 557 gear that I run at Devil's Bowl for our last time up there.
Hell yeah.
So they help out, and
that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Thanks, guys.
See you all.
We'll see you next Tuesday.